The Glassmaker's Promise. In the heart of a bustling city, where towering buildings touched the clouds, there lived a humble glassmaker named Elias. Unlike the factories that mass-produced glass, Elias handcrafted each piece with care, believing that glass held not just reflections, but also the dreams of those who looked into it. One day, a wealthy merchant visited Elias's shop. He admired the shimmering vases and delicate windows, but scoffed at the prices. "Glass is just melted sand," the merchant sneered. "Why should I pay so much for something so fragile?" Elias smiled and picked up a plain, unpolished piece of glass. "Glass may be fragile, but it carries a promise," he said. "Let me show you." He placed the glass over a flickering candle. Slowly, the light bent and danced in patterns unseen before. Then he turned the same glass toward the street, where the sunlight refracted into brilliant colors, casting tiny rainbows on the walls. "This is what true glassmakers do," Elias said. "We don't just shape glass, we shape the way people see the world." The merchant remained unconvinced. "It is still breakable," he said, "and breakable things are useless." Elias thought for a moment, then handed the merchant a flawless crystal goblet. "Hold this tightly," he instructed. The merchant gripped it with all his strength, too hard. The glass shattered in his hand. Elias then handed him another. "Now, hold this gently." This time, the merchant held it lightly and the goblet remained whole. Elias smiled. "You see, strength does not come from holding too tightly or fearing fragility. It comes from understanding balance." The merchant stood in silence, staring at the shards of the first goblet. Finally, he nodded. "Perhaps I have been holding on too tightly to my wealth, fearing its loss, and in doing so, I have broken more than I have built." From that day on, the merchant not only bought Elias's glass at a fair price, but also spread his wisdom. And so Elias's work did more than decorate homes. It changed hearts.